What's up, YouTube? In this video, I talked to my buddy Andre. He's been racing like a maniac on Zwift. And Saturday, he did the Saturday race and finished second overall to a bunch of studs racing. So listen to the video. He gives me a bunch of tips and techniques and tricks on how to race on Zwift, and hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? I got Andre. I can never say his last name. It starts with a B, but this dude, me and him, we're about to do a little ride on Zwift. Talk about his race yesterday. Crushed it. He got second place in the A race. I think he held like 400 watts for 30 minutes.
I was like 377. Don't give me too much credit now.
So yeah, we're gonna spin it out real quick and do the pretzel. No, not the pretzel. Do the figure eight on Zwift, and he's gonna talk about his race and strategy. Dude's been racing for the past 3 months and crushing it. I mean, crushing. So, now how long have you been on Zwift?
Since 2017.
Okay, how did you find out about it?
I kind of always knew about it, but I never had the gear or the technology to get into it.
Okay.
So then in 2018, I got into triathlon. I was like, I'm going to get into Zwift. So I got the stuff I needed and grew to love it. I used to hate the trainer. Hated it. But now I love the trainer. I like riding inside more than outside almost.
I tell you what, man, this thing is an amazing tool, isn't it?
Don't have to get worried about getting hit by a car. You get good workouts in. It's good.
What's your
community
setup?
aspect? Huh?
What's your setup right now?
I got a Wahoo kicker snap, and then my Garmin Vector pedals. I use an Apple TV and hooked to a 55-inch TV. And the TV is about 3 feet from me, so it's awesome.
That's nice.
I love it. I find the bigger the TV, the better. The graphics are better, makes it more realistic. I like it. So,
Hey, let's talk about your race.
yeah.
So what's the name of the race you did yesterday?
It was the Saturday chase ride put on by Team Dirt. Happens every Saturday, 9:45. It's a pretty cool format because they let the D's start, then the C's, then the B's, then the A's. And so you're always chasing the slower group in front of you or the weaker group. And if all works well, everyone catches up right at the end. That's pretty cool because you're chasing the C's and the D's. You usually catch them with like 1 mile to go. And they have a chance to beat you too. I've done that race 4 times now, and that's the first time that I've ever caught the B's and the C's and the D's that fast. And I think it was because of that first climb. That climb just blew everything to pieces.
So the beginning of a Zwift race, you've done a lot of cat racing. You've been on the road, went to the finish, criteriums, all that kind of good stuff. How does a Zwift race at the beginning differ from a regular road race?
It is a very, very much harder start. In real life racing, the goal is to get positioning real quick. So you don't get those super hard efforts. When I first started racing on Zwift, I would get dropped instantly. And I could not figure out, like, what is going on? This is ridiculous. And the trick is, when you're watching that countdown for the race to start, about 5 seconds to go, you got to get up to like 400 watts. So as soon as the timer goes, you go straight to the front. You got to hold that 400 watts for about 2.5, 3, sometimes 4 minutes, and then it'll settle down. But if you don't do that, you're not catching the front group, especially with draft effect being so strong with Zwift. You got to start hard. You have to be mentally prepared that you're going to redline your heart rate right away. If you don't,
That's more like a running race almost, cross-country race, a 5K.
it's actually a pretty good comparison. Yeah. But yeah, I've done a lot of Cat 1 racing and a lot of big national ranked crits. And I can't ever remember starting the hardest as Zwift race starts. You're seeing these pros right now, that are World Tour pros doing these races.
So when you push that hard of an effort in the beginning, say 2, 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, how do you recover? I mean, what's your strategy there? I mean, are you kind of just like dying and you naturally recover? You sit back or what do you?
Has a lot to do with what the course is. Generally speaking, I like to settle in like top 20 to top 30 on the pack. And I'll look around. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see what everyone's watts per kilogram are. And I'll do just enough to to be able to hang with the group, whether that's soft pedal for 1 minute, whatever it takes just to get my heart rate down. And I run a really high heart rate, so it's not uncommon for me to get my heart rate up to 195 right from the gun. I like to get it back down to 180 as soon as I can.
What was your average heart rate yesterday?
I think it was 188, peaked at 201 or 199 or something like that.
It's crazy.
I've always had a hummingbird heart is what I call it. It used to be the highest in running, but here lately I can get it high on the bike now too.
That's insane, man. What's your maximum heart rate?
About 203.
203?
203.
When have you seen that?
Pretty much every single Zwift race I've done.
So we're right here, we're coming out of the tunnel. What's your strategy here?
Yeah, so these short little 200-300 meter long climbs, you have to surge. Like you have to be prepared. Hey, there's this climb coming up. I'm gonna surge for 20 seconds. I'm gonna get my power up. Otherwise, you're gonna lose that draft if you don't do that. So you just gotta anticipate. Hey, there's a hill coming up. I'm gonna hit the power for 20 seconds and stay with this group. You can't lose the draft in Zwift. If you lose the draft, it's so much harder getting it back than in real life.
Do you think the draft here is more prominent than it is on the road?
For sure. And the thing is, like, when you're outside, you can feel the draft. Like, you stick your head out, oh man, there's a wind right there, you know? In Zwift, you can't feel the draft, but you can see the draft by watching the watts per kilogram around you.
Do you think they should change that, or you like it? I mean, it's part of the game.
No, I think it works great. I think it's just part of the gaming aspect of it, and there's no way they can make it to where you can feel the draft things.
Now, you're a bigger guy, right? How much do you weigh?
I weighed in yesterday at 168.8. So what is that? 77 kilos.
So I would assume that the feather is kind of your favorite.
Feather, especially on a course like yesterday, which I never got the feather one time. I got the ghost power up 3 times yesterday.
Oh my god!
I never got a feather.
Now, did you use the ghost up?
I would only use the ghost just to get rid of it in anticipation of hopefully getting another power up like a featherweight.
So watching you yesterday, I wonder if that ghost could have helped you stick away from those guys those last 3 miles.
So I told you before the race started, I said if I feel good, I'm gonna attack on that last climb, 1.3 miles from the finish.
Uh-huh.
And I think if I would have used my ghost power up right there, it may have worked. But everyone else had the same idea, so everyone attacked at the same time. So I don't know if it'll work or not.
Right. All right. Now we're out of the tunnel. We're coming up to the bridge. I'm pretty sure I saw your heart rate around 190 here, trying to hold on in this first
For
mile.
sure.
You seem to be pulling a lot yesterday, though.
So my goal of this first climb is it's like 2.4 miles long. It takes about 3.5 to 4 minutes to climb it during the race, was just to stay with the front of the group. Top 10. I was doing about 450 to 500 watts for the first minute of it. And I realized I had a gap, and I knew some of the guys around me. And I knew that the climb was getting ready to level out. It kind of levels out in the middle. And I was like, you know what? Let's just stay on the power and see what happens. And me and 2 other guys I know ended up riding away, and we got to the KOM. And I was dying at this point yesterday. I was smoked. I was hurting bad.
When you got up here to the top, you were like top 2, top 3, I believe.
There were 3 of us. One guy was way up the road. You kept saying, I don't know where he's at. I don't know where that one guy's at. It turns out he was a Zwift cheater. Watts per kilogram, where he was using the power, so it was all wacky. So he never got counted. But we actually caught him at the very end.
Really?
I think because Zwift is working on trying to bring those people back. And so I think they limited what his actual wattage output was. And so we caught him. But he averaged like 6 watts per kilogram per. But so I knew the KOM was right there. And I was hurting pretty bad. But I was like, just stay with it, get over the top. I knew that I could soft pedal on the downhill right here, and my guy would go in the super tuck, which means he gets down the aero position over 35 miles an hour. And I was able to recover from that hard effort that we had just done.
So we're pedaling hard right through here, going downhill?
No, I was soft pedaling.
Okay.
And not pedaling at all. You can use the terrain like you can in real life. Like in real life, you probably wouldn't pedal on a negative 7% decline. So right through here, I just stopped pedaling and let my guy get arrowed so I could recover from that climb.
Okay.
He's going 35 miles an hour. recover. So don't pedal to allow yourself to recover, but you also don't want to get swarmed or lose too much speed. So every few seconds, I'll just give it a little bit of a boost just to keep the speed up.
Okay.
But I'll use hills to recover. Start on the downhill before everybody else did. So we quickly opened up like a 20-second gap or something like that.
That's awesome. And then you guys were able to hold that too.
Yeah, we held it for a pretty good while. I didn't really want to do too much work in that break because the two guys were both from Everyman Jack, and I wasn't going to waste my energy toting them around with the risk of getting attacked by them later on. So I was like, you know what? The group catches us, I'm okay with that. And they did catch us right before the second climb. I was okay with that just because I knew that the group was not going to stay together on the second climb.
So going back to Strava, this first climb, what was your time yesterday? You know?
Yeah. I think yesterday was 2:30, but on Wednesday, I did a race on Wednesday. I did the USA cycling race on Wednesday. I actually set the Strava KOM 325, yeah, like 460 watts.
That's insane. I watch you guys and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. Then I get up here and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with the B's for a while.
You can hang in the A's. I've seen you do it.
Zwift Power has me, they say solid B and marginal A. So what I like to do is I'll get on, and if it's a short race, I'll race the A group. If it's a longer race, 20 miles or with a lot of climbing, I'll
Do the B's. I think they're starting to change the way that they do their rankings and stuff now too. They're working on categories and stuff a little differently.
I think they need to expand the category.
So on Zwift Power, you can get ranked as a red A or a black A or an A plus. And I think they should do A and A plus races rather than just lumping all the A's together. Kind of like they do outside, you know, you got Cat 1 and Cat 2. And a lot of times they'll combine Cat 1, Cat 2 races together, which is cool. But there's also Cat 1 only race, and that's where those black A's belong.
Now, are you saying the black A is like the best?
Yeah, I think there's actually an A plus A, but the black A is like your 95% of your 20-minute power. You have 3 that are 4.6 watts a kilogram or higher, I think.
How often do you race?
It varies, at least twice. Sometimes I raced 5 times this last week. Probably a little excessive, but I think I raced 3 times this coming week.
And how do you pick your races?
I go on Zwift Power and I do the rankings, and I try to pick the ones that are predicted to be the most competitive so you can get the best possible points out of a race. You get awarded points based on where you finish in relation to other riders. Beat somebody who has a higher ranking than you, you'll get better points, and the lesser the points, the better. Like golf, you want the lowest score.
What is your score?
I think my average score right now is 250, but like your guys that are ranked number 1 in the world on Zwift, their ranking's like 120.
That's insane.
It'll show you what the average ranking of a particular race is, so you can know like, oh, if I do really well in that race, I'll get a lot, or I'll get a really good score from that race.
So you say ranking-wise, you're top 250 in the U.S., in the world?
I think in the U.S. I was ranked like 170 or something, 700 in the world.
Oh wow!
I'll take that.
You think about how many people are on Zwift. Think about how many people are not playing it fair by the rules, right?
I know.
Zwift Power, weeds out a lot of these guys, but still, you got some people that fall through the cracks. You know?
They do, and that's why there's a whole group about being transparent. So doing a video of your weigh-in to prove that that's how much you actually weigh. Doing dual recorded power meters. You can compare 2 files and show, hey, this power data is real. So they keep everything as fair as possible.
Now, this course really suits you because even though there's climbs, they're not that long.
Exactly. So I'm a light guy, but in the climbing world, I'm a heavy guy. You know, almost 170 pounds, whereas your Chris Froome's of the world, they weigh 145 pounds. So any climb over 5 minutes, I really start to lose that group. So a 3.5 minute, 4 minute climb, 5 minute climb, I'm good. So like I'll never touch an outdoor Zwift climb as a race. There's no chance. I've never been a big fan of climbing. I mean, I like to climb in real life for the views and stuff.
Now, okay, so now we've gone down the hill and we went under the banner, coming back by the beach. You got this other one here. You were with a small group right here, right?
It was myself, and then Greg Rosicki from Everyman Jack, and Reed Foster from Everyman Jack. And We had about a 20-second gap, I think, 25-second gap. And so the name of the game now was just to ride steady. You know, it was still early on in the race. You don't want to burn too many matches and not have anything left for the end of the race. So we rode hard, but we didn't give it 100%. It's probably 90% effort for here.
Were you letting those guys do a lot of pulling, or were you kind of going back and forth?
No, I was letting them do the work so I could just on, and I was outnumbered. It's all about a numbers game. Greg is a good buddy of mine, and he actually called me out. I was like, "Come on, man, you got to pull through." And I was like, "I'm not pulling, dude. I'm not pulling."
Yeah, this section right here is a bunch of little rollers, so
just a little bit of rollers, and like you don't really feel them, you know. Just stand up, put some power down for 5 seconds or so, roll right over the top of it, sit back down.
So for people that don't know, this team you're riding on, what is this called?
This is Team Dirt. It was originally started by a bunch of dads. It stands for Dads Inside Riding Trainers.
Uh-huh.
Not a dad, but I wanted to be on the Zwift team. So I joined and got this kit. So it's just fun to be part of one of the original Zwift teams. And they actually put on that ride yesterday, that race yesterday.
Now we're about to go back through the tunnel again here. Same thing, just with those guys.
Yeah. We were starting to get caught. I think our gap had dwindled down to like 11 seconds maybe through here, 12 seconds. So I was fully prepared to get caught. So definitely was sitting on right through here in that break.
Now what bike are you?
I'm on the Carmack Pro, or the S-Works. The fastest bike is the bike that I'm riding, the S-Works Specialized, with a disc wheel. I think it's a Zip Sub 9 and the 808 up front. That's the fastest combination. It's faster than the Tron bike.
Now what about climbing? Is that fast for climbing too?
Yeah, so the Tron, everyone talks about the Tron bike. The Tron bike is not your best climbing bike. I think the best climbing bike is a Trekkie Monda, I want to say, paired up with the lightweight wheels. But if you don't have that, then you're going to go with the Indy 3.4s, I believe, is what it is.
So here we go. Coming up, there's a little puncher right up here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Same thing here. You go all out.
Just go hard.
Just go hard.
You're feeling good. Try to dig. If you got good legs, you want to try to dig it if you can. Go on the offensive.
Now, besides the start, how does Zwift differ from outdoor racing?
You don't get to control where you move around. There's no bike handling skills on Zwift. But the tactics are a lot of the same. That calls to mind pretty good. It'll be curious how it's going to translate to some outside racing. Like I said, the biggest thing is there's no bike handling skills necessary on Zwift.
Have you won races with Zwift yet?
I have not won an A race. I won B race back when I was getting in shape, and but I've not won A race yet. I've gotten second twice. I've not won.
Now, but yesterday was your best result, right?
I've gotten second before, so it's kind of tied for the best result.
So now we're coming up to this first climb. This was like the first climb in Watopia. You know, when they first brought us over here back in 2015. Now somebody bridged the gap from that second group. Our friend Alex Ford.
I was in such pain cave, so the group never caught us. It was just Alex and I think another guy or two guys came across on this climb. But yeah, he did come across, and I just remember going as hard as I could up this hill right here.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, you're putting out some insane wattage, and he comes all the way up. And I think he
got me. He got me at the KOM, but I was able to get it back whenever it flattened out and started going downhill again.
What do you think? What's your fastest time of this?
I actually don't know. Oh, yeah, yesterday, 1:53.
And that's at the end of riding.
That was at the very end, yeah.
This is a tough climb.
It gets easy right here, though.
Have you had any dropouts during a race?
I did. I was in a breakaway like a week ago, and it dropped out, and I was so mad. It happens, though.
Yeah. What do you think about it? you can always say it's like getting a flat tire, right?
Exactly. So yeah, we came over this climb. There's about 6 or 7 of us together.
Oh, there you go.
I knew it was gonna be a
Yeah, so with 4 miles to go, mostly downhill through here, you're just holding on with about 7 guys.
we just all went really hard up that hill. So my biggest concern was just getting the heart rate down and trying to conserve because I was fairly certain it was going to come down to a sprint finish.
So what's the difference between sprint race, sprint and outdoor sprint?
You don't get to put your guy where you want him to be. And the biggest thing is like you can't when someone's getting ready to jump. You can pay attention to their watts per kilogram and kind of see it rise. But when you're outside in real life, you can feel the energy that someone's getting ready to go down. And the drafting, like once again, is if you get gapped off, you're toast. And you have power ups in Zwift as well. If you don't have an aero helmet or a draft boost, it can make your life a lot tougher than in real life.
Did you have any kind of power ups going through the finish line?
I did not. I got you yesterday with the power ups, man.
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, these last 3 miles, you know, these hurt the most sometimes.
They do, and yesterday people were starting to play a little bit of cat and mouse as well, trying to save energy, getting a little antsy, figuring out what's going to go down.
I'll tell you what, man, you and Alex should team up and possibly work together.
That'd be good. I think having teammates could definitely help.
I'll be honest, I have no idea where that guy's power came from, but he's got good back.
He's got very strong.
Now, you were talking earlier, you had a little bit of strategy here after the bridge.
Yep. I knew that right after the bridge, the little climb, I told you before the race started, if I have good legs, it's a really good spot to attack because it's pretty much downhill after that, and you can carry your energy through the course. And I did that. I put in a big effort, but everyone else had the same exact idea as I did, and so it really didn't work that well. So then I knew, I was like, all right, it's coming to a sprint.
So were you about halfway up the hill when you realized, hey, everybody else is doing this too?
Everyone else is doing the same thing, and just don't waste energy.
All right. All right, so let's go to the last mile here. What's going through your head right here?
Stay in the front, stay in the top 5, looking around, seeing if anyone's going to jump, paying attention to their watts per kilogram.
What's your strategy for sprinting?
I'm a 300-meter kind of guy. I like to jump at 300 meters, but sometimes you got people that they're what we call long sprinters, and they'll start 800 meters out. So the trick is you can't let them go, so you just jump on them and try to just stay on their wheel and hang on and come around at the end if you can.
What power did you hit at the finish line yesterday?
1100. Wow. Yeah, some of these guys hit 1500 on Zwift, but back in my outdoor cycling racing days, I was always a sprinter, and I lost some of that.
Well, awesome, man.
That was great.
Dude, thanks for doing that with me.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for asking me to or invite me on to do that.
Now, for those that don't know, Andre is a former Cat 1 cyclist turned triathlete. He realized he couldn't swim or run, although he can run. But anyway, and he's returned back to cycling, crushing all the people who think they can ride with him now. So,
yeah.
Thanks for being on the channel today, man. All right, man. Well, be safe. I'll talk to you soon, and good luck on Wednesday.
Yeah, dude.